Morning, Steve Fried in Chicago with the morning grain calls. We have a mixed trade overnight. I think initially we're always looking at weather this time of year, and there's a glob of rain right now across parts of the western Corn Belt, including Nebraska and Iowa and also southern Minnesota. So in general, that's a good rain. It was forecasted, and it helped weigh on prices yesterday. The key now is, do we make new lows in beans and corn before the August 12th report, or do we kind of wait for that report and make sure that the numbers are there before we move lower? We should move lower in prices if this rain continues to move across the Midwest. The 2-week forecast calls for mostly normal rain, especially in the western Corn Belt, and temperatures to average normal to below. So that's a good forecast for crops in August in the United States. We saw the average trade guess, basically looking at a 170 corn yield for the August crop report, and that seems a little high for the USDA, but what we think should happen is that as long as the crop matures properly, the yields will get better as each month progresses on their crop reports. Outside markets kind of offering some uncertainty. There was a report yesterday that Russia is amassing troops on the Ukraine border and that they may go in and try to help the separatists. That issue is causing a little bit of uncertainty in the currencies, energy, and also in the precious metal markets. We're also kind of watching some of the issues with the wheat market. It's bounced back over the 20-day moving average. We've seen a little bit of short covering in the last couple of days. Some people link that to some concern that since the Black Sea is the #1 wheat exporter in the world, if there's any disruptions there, that could bring back some demand to the United States. We also noticed that there might be a vessel loading out of the lakes on the delivery position that's helping Chicago wheat prices. And finally, there is still concern about EU quality. We have too much rain during harvest, and that could shift some of the higher protein demand globally back to the United States. And while we have an okay carryout, and it's not big enough for a big increase in our export demand without some type of price appreciation. So the weather looks good. Corn and beans are near seasonal lows. They should push through that if the weather remains good. And the wheat market's bouncing on some short covering on various reasons. So as always, these are my thoughts and not those of ADM or ADM Investor Services. And have a safe and profitable trading day.